Namaste. Very short story. Very, very short story. In World War I in the UK, the UK forces were in the front line in the bunkers, about to attack the enemy. And they're waiting for the call from the Sergeant Major to go forward and attack, you see. And they're all on the front line. And this one who is desperate to get out and attack, you see. As soon as the Sergeant Major fires a pistol to attack, this one is gone, you see. And within 3-4 seconds, he's shot down. And then there's a double fire from the Sergeant Major, which means abort attack, you see. I don't know if that's the actual signal, but there was an abortion of the attack. And the ones who were just halfway out of the, what do you call these ditches, back down again, you see. The war was over. A truce had been called. All of these soldiers, apart from one, survived. The one at the front that was so desperate to go out, you see. He was classed as a true citizen, a true soldier, a true warrior, a true gladiator, ready to lead the fight, you see. And then at the funeral, you see, there was a bit of a conflicting summary of what happened. But what happened regarding the story was as it happened, you see. The confliction came from some saying, wow, you would want that one on your side, you see. If you were ever in war, that's the one you would want to lead you see. And then another one at the funeral says, you know, he's a fool. Why would you put yourself at the front? And he's not here anymore. He's gone. His body is gone. He's lying in the box. He's a fool. No. He is, you know, he is the one that true warrior, you know, true leader. No fear, you see. No, yeah, but if he'd waited 5 seconds, 3 seconds according to the story, he would still be here today. He's a fool. He jumped up too quick. And the wife of this man that died in the war heard all these conflicting stories. And she stood up at the funeral and said, I have heard that many have said my husband was a gladiator, a warrior, a true leader. But I have also heard that he's a fool. He should have simply waited with the rest, and he would still be here. You can take your stories. The fact is, I loved him, and he loved me. Regardless of what your interpretation is, you cannot judge him on his devotion. His devotion for fighting his beliefs in his army was true. His devotion of love to me is true. His devotion to his soldiers is true. whether he is a warrior or a fool. I love him. Everything is the same, you see. It's your interpretation. It's always about what you make of it. And your interpretation is based on your past. And the past is based on interpretations from the past before that. The Bible is an interpreted novel. These words are interpretations of this one. If you're going to take others' interpretations, you're not going to see true love. The sages, as my master Muji says, the mastery of the sages they chose to ignore. Fortunately, this woman chose to ignore. Her husband was neither a fool nor a gladiator. He simply loved. And everything is love. Gladiator and fool's the same. Same outcome, you see. Same outcome. He was either a fool or a brave gladiator, a leader. He was either a determined leader or a foolish leader. It's an interpretation. You will never have peace while you are an interpreter, or while all of this other beings apparently exist in this world, interpret other people's experiences and decisions. My point is, find out who is the interpreter in you. Find out who is this one that interprets every single action and experience that happens in your body, with your mind, and outside in the world. And you destroy this interpreter. Are you the interpreter? Is mind the interpreter? Is this being race, human being race, the interpreter? Is God the interpreter? Who is the interpreter that makes decisions on what action this one took? Everything, including these words, are interpretations of personal, regardless of enlightenment, of personal experiences. Even if these words are coming direct from source, they're not true. You see, because source never speaks. The language of God or source is beyond all human concepts and interpretations. And that's fact. Find who the interpreter is, the one who makes judgment, and seek it out and put him or her or it in the bunker. And fire your pistol and say, go. And watch it get shot down, you see. And what remains is silence. Once the interpreter has been shot, no more. Simply stillness, emptiness, no decision maker, no interpreter. Everything is the same. No judgment. Then you have found self. then you have found God. When you can see through this veil of mind. Forget past. Forget all gurus, saints. Forget the most beautiful experiences of Buddha and Christ. Forget about everything that you've ever heard. And simply sit with the interpreter in the present moment. And when it comes, your war is over. Namaste.